This is not helpful, Nicole. Like all the old promo stuff is now just going to be Instagram fodder.
Okay.
I just see the gears turning.
You could say that. Yeah, pretty activated.
I'm off-road racer Payson McElveen. For the past 6 years, I've hosted a podcast about the people and the places that bike racing takes me. Now we're sharing some of those stories here, as I chase the 2025 Life Time Grand Prix.
Is there anything else I had in here? I don't think so. Gonna go pre-ride.
Cool. Thanks, Payson.
Thank you.
Have fun. Good luck.
See you, Eric.
Yeah.
Started hearing rumors about this new climb on course. So I did a little Strava sleuthing, checked out a couple of my buddies' pre-rides, and yeah, people have been doing some efforts up this climb with a cadence of like 45 RPMs, going like race pace or more. So I haven't run a mullet setup on a gravel bike in quite a while, but went ahead and just made the swap. So have the mountain bike derailleur and cassette on back for a wider range, which seems like the move. I'm gonna go check it out now, but yeah, it's one of those things where you're hearing a lot of like quiet chatter about this one climb, which is always exciting. Cody, do you have a hand pump?
No, I got shit, dude.
Man, it is hot. I doubt I'm gonna have to add tire pressure. All right, so we're here in Bentonville, one of the hubs of North American bike racing these days. Finishing up the year at, I think what's quickly become like the end of year Sea Otter equivalent. 2 Grand Prix, 6 days apart, tons of industry in town all week. I think even by Bentonville standards, it's a pretty bike crazed week. We ended up getting a place here in large part because of how much of a hub Bentonville has become. Allied's here, of course, but also it's a good place in the spring for me to train at sea level, and just makes for really convenient 3-hour drives to Unbound, Mid-South. There's a lot of the biggest US races that happen in this region in the spring. It's almost easier to quantify what's not bike themed or bike related in this town rather than what is. There's some pretty cool museums around. It's a very good place if you're not even a bike racer, just a bike rider to settle in and ride your face off and then kind of chill out hard too.
Thanks for coming to the map activation. This is a panel discussion on the spirit of gravel. I was tasked with the honor of moderating this panel because I have a meme account and that makes me qualified. I'm the Holy Spirit of gravel.
This is not helpful, Nicole. Like all the old promo stuff is now just going to be Instagram fodder.
Okay.
I just see the gears turning.
You could say that. Yeah, pretty activated.
Is this your first time to Bentonville?
It is my first time in Bentonville, yeah, absolutely. My first time in Arkansas. This year has been my first time in so many of these states, Kansas, Arkansas, Iowa, and then I was in Missouri yesterday, apparently.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, so
gravel racing is presenting some travel opportunities already.
yeah, and I don't care that people say, like, you know, it's like the Midwest, not exotic. Everything about these places to me is incredible. The hospitality is great everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, so you are Lenny Carrillo, aka the Holy Spirit of Gravel.
Yeah.
My favorite meme account, period.
I mean, the only gravel specific one, really.
True.
Yeah.
I feel like gravel is, you're dropping me.
Sorry.
You have too many powers.
Sorry. I got the normie coded e-bike for this one, so.
Which was not a subtle jab or anything, it was the bike we had available.
No, and it's unlocking power I did not know I had, so it's awesome to see.
So anyway,
to feel. Yeah.
like you sort of mentioned, you have an Instagram meme account that's gotten really popular really quickly, but it's really specific.
Yeah.
It's exclusively about a sport, a niche part of a niche sport, as far as the US goes.
Yeah.
How in the world did you find yourself caring enough about gravel to put as much work into it as you do?
So I found the bike. The gravel bike, purely utilitarian.
Okay.
I come from like the fixie degenerate background.
Yep.
And I was like, I need a bike with gears.
Uh-huh.
Wait, they make road bikes that fit big tires? Sweet, I got that. It was a Surly. Because of course it was. That's the brand I knew.
And you wanted that just so you could go more places?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to be able to hop curbs and ride through parking lots with, you know, loose rocks and chunky broken up tarmac,
Yeah.
little dirt paths, you know. And so yeah, found the bike, and then and I didn't want a mountain bike, you know. I didn't feel like I needed that. I had the bike, and then I found the culture because I saw what people were doing with my bike.
Uh-huh.
And then I come from a really big like general sports fandom background.
Okay.
And so once
San Antonio Spurs, or broader than that?
broader than that, but just about everything.
Okay.
And so once I realized there was a pro scene in this sport, I clued into that immediately.
Interesting.
Yeah, elite competition in what is my hobby.
Let's just stop real quick. Okay, so this is awesome already. When you discovered what pro racing was for gravel,
Yeah.
how appalled were you?
I mean, I thought it was hilarious because it's like here you have this scene of people that are playing all these roles of like the influencer, the content creator, who also has to go out and win races.
Uh-huh.
Like where else do you have that?
Yeah.
And so it's something I like doing. I started going to bigger races in Texas, and like lo and behold, you lot were there, you know? And that's cool. I think that's cool. I also think there's so much material there because it's such a completely ridiculous concept.
Okay, so one thing I've really been curious about is you seem to have genuine appreciation for, I don't know, the performances of the pro riders, I guess, but very clearly enjoy poking fun too and bringing light to how ridiculous we can be.
Yeah.
What's that balance? What's that percentage?
I'm a fan. I mean, for sure. And like, I don't think anything I've ever said has touched a nerve in terms of, I mean, you could tell me if I'm completely off base with this, but I don't think anything I've really said has been offensive in any way or been insulting to anyone on a personal level, because I don't want to do that.
Yep.
There's been stuff I've heard or people have reached out or, you know, gravel beef, blah, 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 but I don't really want to engage in that.
Yeah.
I want to hear about it.
Yeah.
But I'm not out here trying to stoke any fires or ruin anyone's career or anything like that.
Why is that? Because that's sort of been the default. Like, there have been plenty of other meme accounts before you that poke fun at all disciplines of the sport.
That's
pretty ruthlessly.
Yeah.
And you somehow find a way to be very funny.
Yeah.
Without demolishing everyone.
That's why I started it, was because I saw all those accounts.
Okay.
I've seen them from day one.
Yeah.
And they were upsetting because...
Really?
Yeah, because...
They bummed you out.
They bummed me out because they were also insulting the sport that I had just discovered. Yeah. And I really appreciate, without the pros, whatever, on my level. And yeah, and they were just not funny. I can appreciate a good offensive joke if it's funny sometimes to a certain degree, but they weren't even funny.
How long does it, well actually, tell me in general about your process, your creative process. Do you have a notebook? Do you dictate voice notes on long rides?
No.
How does it work?
No, sometimes I'll be in the bathroom, got the phone out.
Nice. Nice.
something comes up.
Yeah.
Actually, all the best ideas come while I'm writing.
I think that's a shared.
Truthfully.
Yeah, that's not unusual.
Okay. Yeah. No, all my, like everything, if I'm not writing for a minute, I can't come up with anything. Even if it has nothing to do with me.
That's cool.
But I mean, it just involves, just as a fan of the sport, I follow race accounts, I follow brand accounts, I
Left
follow
here.
athlete accounts. That's how I know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, so you saying you know what's going on is something else I wanted to touch on. The amount of nuance you've picked up about our weird segment of the sport in such a short period of time is one of the things that, I don't know, impresses me most.
Okay.
Like, you find, I feel like it's almost the pros that appreciate, or not necessarily the pros, the veteran riders
Yeah.
that appreciate your account the most, because you just nail stuff in ways that,
Yeah, keep gassing me up. I like this.
no, it's true. Like, how much time are you spending just ingesting this, and how did you educate yourself so quickly? Because it's kind of uncanny, I feel like.
I don't know. We can compare our screen times on the phone, and I don't think that mine will be more than yours, just based off what I've gathered.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, I've always been kind of terminally online,
Okay.
and so you pick up irony
Yep.
and nuance in that. And so it's like, this stuff to me is so obvious. some of the stuff I joke about. And it's funny to me that people think you have to be like a pro insider
Right.
to pick it up, you know? I've told people this, but it's just, you just have to have a point of view.
Yeah.
You have to have a point of view, and not everyone has to agree with it or find it worth their time. But there are people who are going to care.
Yeah. I do. Thank you. Thank you for being so creative and funny and being dedicated.
Yeah, I did it for the Red Bull.
What's that?
I did it for the Red Bull.
You, just the one can. You did
No,
all
I'm
of
getting
it, all of
another
that.
one.
Oh, okay, 2 cans. Nice.
And then I'm going to use your bathroom.
Just trying to figure out how the battle for the last spot in the money is looking. But Cole and I are tied, so basically whichever of the two of us finishes ahead has the best chance of finishing 10th. And then for the win, which I actually personally find even more interesting, there's 4 guys who very realistically could win. And it's the same sort of thing. Whichever of the 4 of them finish ahead. So there's going to be all kinds of mini battles out there. Battles inside the battles. People looking at each other, being extra coy. I'm just going to say this. If I had a big training ride tomorrow and I just open up the forecast and I imagine I'm going biking tomorrow, normal day of biking, I would be thinking, yikes. Because
I would be thinking, I'm gonna do that training ride on Monday.
exactly, there's lightning bolts the whole day.
Okay. Big Sugar Elite, all caps, important information.
At this time, we plan to keep the elite race as is. No final decision has been made. However, we are continuing to monitor the weather closely and are exploring the option of shifting the elite race to the 50-mile course if conditions require it. We are committed to making the best decision possible by 6:45 a.m. and will communicate promptly if any changes occur. The storm remains fluid and could be severe. It's a fluid storm.
15 seconds. All right, we're rolling in 10 seconds. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and they're off. It's the 2025 Lifetime Big Sugar Gravel presented by Kinetic.
of get some information as we can on how this unfolded right now. Is
Payson.
Payson McElveen now with a bit of a mechanical, trying to put a chain on, and he was in that chasing group. So bad news for that chasing effort now.
And seeing these three guys, there was one just up the road, obviously, someone else standing there. I'm guessing that something must have happened amongst the three of them, the fact that they were all kind of standing there.
South Africa had a rough day last weekend at Little Sugar, but he's going to make amends here today in Big Sugar Gravel. Your winner, the final stop of the Grand Prix this year, Matt Beers with the solo win. We're now looking at our chase group.
This is that final hill, so this if anybody's going to attack, this is going to be the spot right here. This is their last chance to get away.
Oh, here we go. Wow. So we definitely missed a few chasers in there. That was Riley Amos for sure. It was hard to Matt Wilson, and so he might have been second, and then Riley, I believe. Here we see the big sprint coming into the finish line.
Coming into the line here, they are spread out across the road, and who's going to be taking that one on the line?
Cam
Jones.
Looks like Cam Jones. So yeah, Cam Jones proving he's got some fast.
I don't think so. Cole was a couple spots ahead of me. I have no idea, honestly. I'm just glad to have survived that one. Big vine just fully wrapped around my cassette, and so I had to stop. And
I saw the stop, but I couldn't see like
on the live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to pull the vine out of my cassette, which dropped me out of that big group.
I saw that you chased back so fast, though.
Yeah, I ended up in the second group and went full gas to get back to the group, but didn't have a whole lot left for the sprint.
Did Cole?
Yeah, he was like 3 spots ahead of me. Oh well.
Do we know how things have changed up, or?
I think that means I'm 11th. Yeah. I'm just glad to have survived.
Yeah.
That was the sketchiest race I've ever done.
Yeah, we're on quite the tour right now. So we've been here in Bentonville for a couple weeks. Grand Prix season wrapped up yesterday. Somewhat bittersweet. I was in a really tight battle for 10th overall, the Cinderella story 10th overall, which has been a bit of a fun carrot to chase post Sea Otter injury. Sea Otter let down to start the year. It didn't quite pan out, kind of had some inopportune misadventures with Vine in the drivetrain, avoiding a crash, and a couple little run-ins with media vehicles and such, but even still, it was a fun race yesterday. You know, very different than expected with the last-minute weather change. A 50-mile gravel race on, by Bentonville standards, relatively smooth roads and with less elevation change than is typical. Definitely made for a completely different feel. I think we had 26 people in our sprint for 5th place. You know, that's not my preferred style race, but it was just enough of a taste of that sort of slicey and dicey, explosive gravel racing to be a good test for me in terms of where the legs are at and where the hunger is at in terms of taking those risks, making moves, throwing some attacks. I really wasn't sure actually what to expect out of myself this race weekend, because it has been a long old year of just kind of scrapping to get back to that point. But I really enjoyed being back in that environment, and so I'm really fired up for this next trip to South Africa. And then right after that, we go straight to the north side of Africa, to Tunisia, where Nicole is presenting at a conference, a global health conference. I think we're only there 4 or 5 days. And then we go across the Mediterranean, up to Austria for a project with Red Bull. And then we're home to Durango. When we left home for this trip, it's all that sounded really daunting, but now that we're kind of done with phase 1 and we can feel that there's some gas left in the tank, I'm pretty excited for the last few weeks of this season.
Yeah.